Mind that Salesforce is a publicly traded company, so any product services you see, just keep in mind when you're making your purchasing decisions. My name's Dustin Burnett. I am joined with the lovely Lauren Nielsen. We're both product marketers at Slack, so very much happy to be here and good to see all of you here. So let's talk about the state of work and where we're at. Obviously, there's a lot going on in the world. I don't know if you've heard about AI. It's just this little thing that's happening, and it's really transforming the way we work, just holistically in general. But that also obviously extremely influences analytics and the data and the information that we're being fed. And things are moving so fast, right? Like faster than ever before, and business decisions are being augmented by AI more than ever. In a year and a half, 50% more of it will be influenced than it was now. The pace is pretty wild, and that makes our decisions as employees in our line of business and our work so much more impactful and more important than ever before, because we're data rich, right? There's a lot of information. Everything's being digitized, and analytics data, it's more important than it ever has been before. But legacy organizations, their information lives in silos, buckets, systems that aren't connected. They're not talking to one another. And that is quality food. That information, that data, that knowledge, that's quality food for AI. And if that information is not being connected into a system, it's lost and it's not relevant to you anymore. So IT leaders are finding it. It's like make or break it, right? This is the time right now. So agentic organizations are so much more well poised to capitalize where we're at right now. So what does that mean? Well, Tableau Next really is the first agentic analytics platform, and it's powered by Salesforce. And there's so much data and knowledge that you can capitalize with your team with Tableau Next. But what Slack is here for is meeting you where you work. And that's what Slack is all about. Slack is the AI work platform that brings in your people, your data, your information, your knowledge. Slack is an acronym. It stands for Searchable Log for All Communication and Knowledge. And when you power that platform with AI, that's quality information and food and data for your AI in your flow of work that's going to have so much more context on how you work. So that's where we bring all our apps, our people, our data, now even Slackbot, which we'll talk about in a little bit with a demo. So Slack is the platform. We have a tremendous zone here at Tableau Conference for the first time ever. We're very excited to be a part of this event. But that's what we're really going to dive into is Tableau Next in Slack, where you can really collaborate together with your team, getting the full benefit of your Tableau instance and bringing it into your Slack instance, or vice versa. You can do both, and we're going to talk about that as well. And that's also bringing in agents and actioning on them actioning on for your behalf, also with Slackbot, and then those deeper insights, bringing that Tableau Next environment directly into your Slack instance. And this is all available on Tableau Plus. So let's really tee that up and what that's going to look like for you and how you can transform your work with your Tableau data. So that's the first thing is channels. I'm assuming y'all kind of know what channels are. Yes, they're the backbone of Slack. That's where everyone comes together to work as a team. You can have a channel with 5 people. You can have a channel with 5,000 people. Really, the sky's the limit. But you can also bring your insights into DMs with Tableau Next and Slack. But channels is where you bring your team together and everyone can have that visibility working together, and then bringing in those that data and insights into the channel so you can work together. We'll break that down. We'll break down Canvas, which is a living document that everyone can action on together in one place and take action. And then also proactive insights in Slack. So that's your team getting notifications and metrics that's going to move you forward together immediately. All right, so you can swarm on it, take action on those analytics and insights. And then our favorite friend, Slackbot, I might have a few pens. I don't know. But we love Slackbot because it's like literally your ultimate AI teammate. It's someone that you can talk to in a conversational way that can take action on your behalf. It has that deep contextual information and knowledge about your business, how you work, and then also sometimes we don't need to live in Tableau all the time. Maybe it's a little bit too much. You can actually bring Slackbot into Slack, ask it a very basic question, have a little bit more lightweight visualizations on your behalf, so you don't have to switch back and forth all the time. Then, of course, Slack is mobile first. We love working on the go here at Slack. I travel a lot for work in our events, so we're going to show how that works in mobile access and just staying in touch with your team all the time, no matter where you're working in the world with mobile access. And then obviously Slack in Tableau Next. So we're meeting you where you work, right? That's what it's all about. We don't want to force you to do one thing or the other. We want to accommodate how you work in your best style. So if you like working in Tableau Next, we're going to have a little dashboard on the right there where you can actually stay up to date with your team in real time, and those two systems are communicating together and being updated in real time. So great. Let's see how that all comes to life. I'll pass it off to my colleague, Lauren. Lauren.
Sweet. Well, hi, guys. How's it going? I was making a joke earlier that we were going to have maybe 3 or 4 people in the audience. And so the fact that every single seat is taken and then also everybody is standing around is pretty sweet. So we appreciate you for being here. I'm Lauren Nielsen. I am Slack's technical product marketing manager. I basically do demos all day and out. And I'm really excited to bring you everything to life that Dustin just walked us through. So out of curiosity, and I'd love a show of hands really quick, who has analytics that could absolutely make or break a decision right now living in your organization, and where is that being stored? Just out of curiosity, who has analytics that are important to your company? I would assume a lot of hands are going to know that, right? Now, my question to you next is, does every single person that needs that analytics have access to it right now, and do they have an easy way to be able to access that information? A couple people. Yeah, that's okay. We'll pretend like you didn't. I'm kidding. That is our biggest issue here. You have the analytics. We have the data. We have the ability to, visualize this context, takes the information, the data that's really important to you and your work, but we're not being able to essentially give it directly to our individuals that need to be able to action off of it. That is where Slack comes in. Because what we're doing is we're essentially taking and giving you a direct line to be able to have a conversation around that data and be able to action off of it, exactly what Dustin was talking about. So obviously, we have a couple people that may not necessarily know Slack, but that's totally fine. We have a Slack ecosystem here. Slack is essentially a place where we can work together with our teams, our apps, our channels, our basically everything that's associated to our organization and our company. But now we can actually start to work with really important data. And again, the idea is take action off of that data. So just to keep ourselves grounded here, I am in a Slack channel that's specific to an opportunity for DataNet. A couple things, obviously we're a Salesforce company, so the intent is not only do I have my unstructured conversational data pumping in here, but I also have my structured conversational or structured data that's pumping into the channel itself. So directly connected to that record. That means that I can make updates to the opportunity. I can log calls. I can take action. I can schedule emails. Whatever it is that I need to be able to do with this particular record, I can do directly within my Slack environment without having to go to another tab. That's really important, right? We have everything in one centralized location. But as much as it's important to have not only my Salesforce data, I need those analytics. And now we have the ability to do so because all of a sudden I receive a proactive notification from my analytics agent coming in from Agentforce. So I didn't have to look out for this, right? This wasn't something that I said, okay, I have to go over and review what's going on for DataNet. It delivered automatic notifications when something changed within the system associated to this particular opportunity, or record. That's really important. So not only that, I can actually see the conversation around this data. I can pull this up, review it in detail. But then who is talking about this? What's the conversation around the win patterns? And then again, with the analytics agent able to assist you with conversations and then also diving into that data even deeper, we're able to not only have a picture of myself just to get a visual of it, I can understand this data. I can review it and have a conversation and feel really confident of what's going on and having those analytics at my side. Another one that I love to show is the idea that you can actually see who else is talking about this conversation, right? Obviously, this is a demo environment, so there's not going to be too much here, but think about someone else has this data. What's the conversation there? What are we reviewing? How are we talking about this data? And what do we need to be able to action off of it for the future? So that's one piece, is the conversational entity, those proactive notifications without having to go into my analytics system myself. The other piece here is actually being to talk to our agent directly. Awesome. I have my analytics agent letting me know that we have an overview of a couple opportunities that we're reviewing in my sales leaders channel. That's great. We love that. But what if I don't necessarily know? I want to dive deeper into that metric. I can go ahead and do so by asking my analytics agent, show me total sales by product family. Now, the cool thing here is that I'm not talking to an individual. I'm talking to my agent that we deliberately set up specifically to answer questions around analytics, around data. And so what's happening is it's pulling that context coming in from Salesforce. It's pulling our processes, reviewing the detail that was associated and what the different processes that we've aligned with our team, and giving me a full breakdown of this information. Looks like there's about 5 product family groups with total sales in current fiscal year to date, top performing product families, yada, 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 right? And what's cool about this is not only do we have the context, but it's actually giving me a chance to review this data before it populates it for everybody else. So again, understanding that this is something that we need to make sure governance around, ensuring that this information isn't going to just be shared willy-nilly. And I can go ahead and share that in thread for the entire team to be able to understand and action off of. We're really excited about these sort of things, like the intent is that and I always like to bring this up, you probably work in like 15 different houses is the way that I look at it, right? You have your Salesforce, you have your Slack instance, you have your Jira, you have your different apps, right? What Slack is essentially doing is bringing all of that different tech stack into one very simple to easy to use location. So keeping in mind that whatever I'm showing you today is completely available within our mobile device as well. You're on the go. I'm working all the time. Like, we've been on a 2-week stint, guys. It's been a lot of fun. However, I don't have my laptop with me all the time. And so being able to make these decisions, review this content, review this context is very, very helpful in that regard. Fantastic. But again, it's not just within our Slack ecosystem. We can review this directly within our Tableau ecosystem too. So no matter where you're reviewing this information, it's going to be up to date and contextually rich so that you can take action here. I'm thinking about all those analysts, right? Maybe you don't live in Slack as much, or you don't have the ability to pivot between the two. You can see who's, again, conversing around this information. And then lastly, again, we have a plug for Slackbot. Slackbot is our biggest love. Sometimes you don't necessarily need that rich, robust Tableau dashboard living within your Slack environment, but you still want access to more of a visual piece of information that's living in Salesforce or something. Keep in mind, I'm a visual learner. I do not do well when someone's like, yeah, these are the opportunities that are in these different stages. So what I'm going to do is ask Slackbot, create me a pie chart of open opportunities for this quarter by stage. What Slackbot's going to do is essentially create a lightweight but rich chart for me to review this information on the fly. It's not creating anything, particularly crazy, but it's looking into those different systems, Salesforce, Tableau, and giving me a full context of those different opportunities. So when I pop this open, I can physically see the different stages in which we are currently in. The intent here is that Slack is to bring everything together, right? Whether that be from your Salesforce, your Tableau instance, we want to bring all of your data and be able to action off of that data in a simplified way. Not only that, but you're able to do so with your teammates and along with your apps. So I'll pass it back to Dustin here, and we'll continue on.
Awesome.
Sweet.
Am I back? I'm back. Thank you. Thank you, Lauren, for that awesome demo. You can see there's a lot of possibilities here. And the proof is in the pudding. We actually have Takeshi-san here with us in the audience, and we have a session with him later today at 1:50 p.m., stage 2. If you really want to understand and discover a real customer in real time that's maximizing their work with Tableau Next and Slack, we'd really love if you join that session with us later today. Again, thank you so much for joining us. Your feedback is valuable to us, so please take a moment to scan the QR code. We'd really love to hear how we're doing, if we're delivering the content that you're seeking out. But other than that, thank you so much for joining us, and have a great rest of your day at Tableau Conference. See you.